It is the latest and greatest thing that has happened to our evolution, to be honest. AI is something that's very fascinating. It has a lot of potential benefits for us from a technical perspective and for humanity in general.
Yeah.
Um, just like every other technology, there are always pros and cons, right? A very common analogy that I give when I do these discussions is AI is still in its infancy, which means for us, it is still something that's relatively new in terms of utilization. When
Yes.
I look at AI, I look at a small baby that's 2 years, 3 years old.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful, a strong baby, healthy baby, and we can see that there's a potential is that this baby can become something really amazing, right? However, it depends on us on how we grow up that baby. What does that baby learn on a day-to-day basis from its near and dear ones, from the environment in general, and what it ultimately becomes is what the experience will train it to, right? The same concept with AI. We can see right now that AI definitely in the near term, everybody is using for positive benefits, for empowering end users, for productivity, for creating content and stuff like that. We have to make sure that people who are learning to use AI will use it within the boundaries of ethics and in the right way, so it will not hurt us in the wrong sense, right? So the governance around AI is very much necessary, and there are different regions like the European region has already come up with a compliance requirement for how to use AI and where to use AI. In the US, there are certain states that have started defining their criteria of how they will use AI, what they will not do. So while on a day-to-day basis for us there are amazing benefits, in the larger picture there has to be a more governance around on making sure that AI will not disrupt us, it will not hurt us in the wrong sense, but overall an amazing evolution that is going to drastically change our future for us. Almost everybody in our company is being trained at a minimum to use AI, right? So every department, whether you're talking to HR, accounts, IT, development team, sales team, marketing team, every one of them is being told and taught how to learn and use AI on a daily basis.
Yes.
Our company is going with the approach of an AI first strategy, which means every morning when you walk into the office and you have a list of 10 things that you're supposed to do, your first thought should be, how can I do this faster and better with AI? What AI can I use for this stuff? So for example, if I'm using this for marketing team, how can I use AI from a content creation perspective? How can I use
Yes.
AI for analysis and stuff like that? So all of that is happening for us on a regular basis. That is a great question. I think AI is making us more productive. We can build proof of concept solutions very easily, that will allow us to at least showcase to the customer that this is feasible, what can be done here, and give a faster turnaround from that perspective. Even internally for us to understand, is this feasible or not? That makes it easy for us. Sure. So I think for small businesses, we should teach them that they can use AI in their day-to-day business in terms of scheduling calendars, in terms of organizing their email content, in terms of coming up with policies or draft documents, stuff like that, building proposals and stuff. They can definitely use AI to get started with. What we should tell them is that because you're a small business and you don't understand all the negative implications of AI yet, please refrain from using it for any financial transactions, anything like that. Do not believe in that stuff, right? It is still learning. So stick to something that's safe to begin with until you are really used to using that concept properly. So amazing. We've done quite a few solutions both internally and for our customers, right? Simple process in most customers. The easiest requirement that comes from is how can we use AI for HR policies, for IT policies, right? In general, the simplest use case is customer service, right? And if I am getting help desk tickets, how can I use AI to analyze those tickets faster and resolve them faster? So that is something where we've been able to use this stuff, and our turnaround time for helping our end users has reduced a lot, right? Something that would take us 1 hour before can take us only minutes right now. The other thing, like I said, creating sales content, marketing content is another place where we are really using this a lot. Coming up with content has become faster for us. And
Yes.
HR, everybody has questions for HR on a daily basis. what happens to my salary, my breakup, my tax policies, all those questions. We build AI bots that can look at our HR policies and then give them answers faster, so it can become easier for end users from that perspective. Great question. So this goes back to my initial statement about making sure there is governance around AI. So what we do is, when we implement AI, we limit the scope of what that solution is doing, which means if I want you or my employees or my team members to focus on, let's say, HR policies, then the AI solution I will build in a manner where it only look at a limited content. It's not going out to the internet. It's not coming up with any random questions. It is focused on a specific set of data, and it only responds to that data only. So we are creating the security and the boundary around it on what it can do, and that's how we protect ourselves. That's a very good question. Again, I go back to, this is something that comes from experience and how you learn. When you're working with AI, it's about chatting with somebody. When you're talking to somebody that's younger than you take a different tone. When you're talking to a friend, you take a different tone. We're talking to your seniors, you take a different tone. We're talking to professional colleagues, you take a different tone. So once you as a human being understand what tone you want to do, when you're working with AI, you have to let or set the expectations, what you're trying to achieve, and tell it, I'm talking to, or I'm trying to converse with somebody of this and this type. I need you to use this tone, whether you have to be polite, you have to be confident, you have to be amusing, funny. You have to set that tone with AI upfront. Now, the beauty with AI is, as you start working with over a period of time, the AI tool understands your persona, and it understands by default. I'm talking in Nilesh Mehta. These are the kind of questions Nilesh Mehta will come up with again and again. So it learns on its own and how to respond back to me from that perspective. So a couple of things, right? One, definitely focus on AI. It is going to be a game changer for you and your career. Learn AI tools as soon as possible, right? Two, be honest and ethical in your usage of AI. Understand security concerns, and when you build something, make sure you build your boundaries around that stuff. Three, build user-friendly solutions. Not what you think is right, but do your homework in terms of what's necessary and how end users will also try to use it from that perspective. So I think those couple of things I would suggest, but I think the beauty right now with AI is, it is so new that whether you are somebody who's fresh out of college or somebody with 50 years of experience, for everybody AI is the same, because it's new, nobody knows. The difference is in how you think versus somebody with 20, 30, 40 years of experience thinks. And if you apply that same thought process, you both are at the same level right now. So try to apply your real life experience into that stuff, but the platforms are same for everybody.